Hi everyone, this is Jay Beeks and welcome to your third MSL capstone course, EMS 588. As you no doubt know by now, Tim is not going to be co-teaching with me for this class, unfortunately. If he has been primarily interacting with you, I apologize for this inconvenience. It's a fairly sudden change. It happened, or at least I heard about it, probably 3 weeks before the end of the last class. But Tim has some newly developed responsibilities at his work with Georgia World Congress Center Authority in Georgia. So that's going to keep him quite busy. But anyway, I intend to fill in the gaps as best I can. I know it's going to keep me pretty busy when I think about having all of your papers and presentations coming in at once at the end of the semester. So I'm already kind of bracing for that, but to that end, this is my second round of the capstone series at ASU, and before that I taught about 6 different capstone series courses at Marylhurst University, and in that case they were 2 courses, which is apparently the model that ASU is going to. So we're going to be, after this, I understand we're going to be having 2 capstone courses rather than 3, which actually sounds to me to be a little bit more challenging. But these courses, they are challenging, and they're challenging for you, they're challenging for me. I do think that you've got the worst of it behind you, at least with the previous course. My similar experience as a student was at Marylhurst University again when I worked on my green MBA there, and we had a 30 to 50 page feasibility study that we had to complete in 2 courses. It ended up being, many of them were 70, 80 pages when you included the appendices. They were quite rigorous, actually, but we did not have the presentation. We didn't have a Spark Talk type thing, so that part of it was actually kind of a blessing in disguise. I didn't know about it at the time, but that was a program I finished before going on to my PhD program in sustainability. But I would say of all the things that I've done, I would say that capstone project was probably the most difficult, short of the dissertation, which was a book, and it took me 3 years to complete the dissertation. But the capstone project was probably second only to the dissertation for me, and my past experiences of rigor and stressors and just being kind of having my own senses of being challenged and maybe a little bit overwhelmed. So, but for this course specifically, we don't have a textbook. We've got a couple of readings, but the focus is on the capstone projects, which is where I think it needs to be. I'm sure you agree with me on that. We have a few necessary exercises, such as an elevator pitch, some peer reviews, which are actually quite necessary and quite beneficial, status reports, and then some associated reading materials, as well as an optional coaching call with me. I think, for the most part, a lot of you are going to be putting on the finishing touches on your projects, and that's what we're going to be focusing on here. For a few of you, that's not necessarily the case, but don't lose hope. Just take one step in front of another and just keep plodding away. As I mentioned, the EMS course was really intended. By the way, I'm kind of dressed up right now because we're getting ready to go to a New Year's party, so I don't normally wear a tie when I'm at home. But again, the EMS 587 course was really meant to be the heavy lifting course, and a lot of you did a lot of heavy lifting for that course. You got a long way through it. So that's the case for many of you, and for a few of you, there's still some heavy lifting to go, but that's kind of the nature of the beast. It's just expected that some will, hit it hard in 587, some will sort of save their strength for the 588 course. But to help you along, I am available by email, as you know, and you can call me anytime. I do get a lot of calls from students. And I've also posted an announcement of one of the better combinations of papers and presentations for you to peruse. I think this student has pretty much done all the heavy lifting, and there's just minor dress-ups needed to get to her final capstone paper and presentation. So hopefully that's going to be of help to you for those of you that are still struggling a bit with what's intended here. And so this course is, you're all very familiar with it. It's a Canvas course. You're familiar with what we've been doing so far, how the discussions and assignments work. It shouldn't be new to any of you. I can't imagine that it would be. You can use the community forum as you need to talk to me and talk to each other. Sometimes these things are handled best between students, and sometimes I can see that the questions are more intended for me. And again, you've got my contact information. So please don't hesitate to reach out to me, either by email or by phone. And I look forward to seeing all of you very soon online.